Well, welcome back to the channel, guys. As you know, LS blown F100. Want to give you huge updates on what we got going on with the exhaust on this thing, so let's get right into it. So as you see in the previous video, I went ahead and got all those pipes for the driver's side tacked up, and everything was looking great. Now I made the comment, we're going to try and make the passenger side look like the driver's side. I didn't record anything because I just want to get this knocked out, because you guys know, September 3rd, Bristol, we don't have a whole lot of time, and Jason and I did put up the board over here and made a list. And this is probably not even half of what we need, but it's just things that were quick to fire off. So enough rambling on, let's show you what I got done. I'm super stoked about this. Again, doesn't match, I'm not going to lie, but you know what, it's close enough. So here's the reveal. So let's first give you a look at the driver's side again. Like I said, I went ahead and numbered these 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and take them off so I can get them welded up. So if you take a look at that side, we jump over to the passenger side. Boom. Now, the first thing you notice is this tube here and this gap up at the top here is a little bit different than this side. I did get this one tucked up in there. But you know what? I'm not going to complain at all, guys, because like I said, running this on a chop saw, just hand fitting everything by myself, yeah, I'm 110% satisfied with this. So at this point, what I'm going to do is maybe I'll set up the GoPro and start knocking everything apart, label the, I mean, there's really nowhere else they can go, but I'll label this passenger side as well, and then we'll start hammering these things out, getting them welded up with the old Miller-Matic 252, and get these things back on the truck for the final time, fitted up, welded up, and then we need to decide what we're doing for the collectors to hold those bad boys on there, but let's get to it, guys. Man, I tell you, I don't know how much the GoPro caught there, but a lot of grinding because I can't weld. I don't know. You know, putting two pipes together and trying to not have a raised bead is a real pain in the butt. Like I said, I wish I would have grabbed the TIG welder. I'm not good at the TIG welder at all. I haven't done much on that. But long story short, as you can tell, we've got it all welded up. Flange is welded. We can get to all the bolts just fine. And then, you know, if I do paint these, you're going to see these grind marks and, you know, some of the humps where I ground down into it. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do there. And then again, we still got to figure out something with the collector. But I think I'm going to skip forward here. And tonight I'm going to work on this one. And then tomorrow we'll catch you probably taking... Now we did load up the shelf with some of the parts that we have. Probably taking that 5.3 behind the shelf there over to my brother's shop and tearing that bad boy apart, because we're going to be waiting on parts here real quick to continue moving forward with what we need to do here, which will be drive line. We need to get drive shaft, we need to get the rear end put together and all that stuff finalized. I mean, we're not going to put oil in the rear end because we do have to paint it, but if we can get all this stuff mocked up and anything that we need to put inside the frame rails, anything welded on the front, so we can get this frame off and get it painted. All right, we'll catch you guys probably tomorrow in the morning. Okay, well, it's been a long day. I'm hot and sweaty. I'm doing all this grinding, as you can tell. We've got lots of grinding material, lots of metal on the ground, and that's because I cleaned up all those pipes. It's better than looking at some crappy welds I left on there. So there's a final look at it. Drivers and passenger headers I would say are completely done, but they're not 100% because, again, we need to do something with these collectors. The only thing I'm concerned about is making sure they're sealed. Obviously, a lot of you guys watch Cletus's channel too. I don't want air getting in here if we put an O2 down here. We might just put an O2 and pick one of the pipes. I know that's not the right thing to do, but I don't know. There's really no way to get inside and weld all those up to make sure it's 100% sealed off. There probably is, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to try and deal with it. But there you go. Headers, 100% done. So now, tomorrow in the morning, we can head over, load up that motor. Actually, I'll have to tell Jason to bring my truck back first. They took that to go to a truck pull tonight. And yeah, we'll catch you guys, like I said, tomorrow in the morning. All right, just before I leave to head over to my brother's shop, Jason was here last night, actually yesterday, so he skipped the whole day here. And what I did was I went ahead and cleaned the entire shop up here, got a lot of this stuff all reorganized. So there was a lot of wood chips and everything from them putting conduit down the wall there, and obviously working in the fuse panel back in the back corner. So pulled all this stuff out, got everything all cleaned as far as, we'll say, this side of the shop anyways, and started working back here on this stuff here. I need to get everything on this table organized, but went ahead and where I was cutting all the exhaust pipe and everything, got all the shavings, everything swept up there. So this is my next goal, is to continue working down that way. But obviously, at the same time, we're working on the truck. And yeah, we were just messing around yesterday, and we kind of had a change of heart on what we're gonna do. And by that, I mean, I think we're gonna leave Jason's EFI, just because like the comment he made, it runs. It's already works, it's already set up. We don't have to pull the motor out to go to mechanical. So I lied when I said the Camaro's going mechanical. But we will have one that's mechanical, and we're looking at it. We are going to make this LS motor mechanical just because it's the only option we have left to go. So we'll get a barrel valve, get our lines to spray into the hat, and distribution block. We need to find that stuff. It was on our list up there, thought it was over at the storage location. But yeah, it's looking good. We did go over there last night. We picked up this up and forward spacer. I don't even remember who that, Mike Janis, I think is where that came from. And the blower is actually machined inside to accept all this stuff. So this is going back on the original blower it was on, so that'll be awesome. And then yeah, that carbon fiber hat, carbon fiber wrap, dipped hat, I should say. Don't want people to think it's carbon fiber. But again, that looks awesome on there. So that gets that hat up and forward. And then Jason has a list of parts that's gonna get ordered today. And the main thing we're worried about is the water pump. So I'm not sure, you know, this belt should, well, obviously if we get all the slack over to one side, you know, by the time you put a tensioner on there, it's going to be close. Hopefully we can make it work. But the biggest thing is going to be that water pump, you know, because an LS has the outlet on the pump right there. But you know what? All we can do is figure it out by ordering one, bolting it up, see what happens. And then the other things on our list is going to be the slip yoke for the transmission, the yoke for the rear. And I did pick up, as much as I would love to keep this thing with good quality parts in it, the carrier for that 4.9-inch, I don't think it's really going to matter. I had a stock one laying over in the warehouse there. Flip the lights on here. So I had a stock one laying over there. I think we'll just clean this up. And I've got a ring and pinion set to go into this, so we know what spline that is. And I really don't think we're going to have an issue. So now with all that rambling on, let's go ahead and got to grab a couple things here. And we're going to head over to my brother's shop. And we're going to start tearing down that 5.3 and figure out what we got, and I'll show you the other items we picked up from the storage location that we're going to run on that motor as well. Catch you there. So made it over to my brother's shop here, and as you see in the time lapse, went ahead and got pretty much everything pulled apart here. We got the cam left in there, and Jason's going ahead and popping all the main caps off right now. We're going to get all this washed up, and then we did bring over some pistons. They're not Weisco's, but pistons that were in there. What brand? The Mall? They were Mall pistons. We'd have to bore this block out a little over 100 thou to run those, so we're going to stick with the stock rods, stock pistons, maybe put rings on it if they won't come off. And then we're going to run these heads here, which are the set that I had for the twin turbo truck. They're the 317 castings, and they do have new exhaust valves. And then we'll have to see if these clean up, hopefully, because from the fire, it's got a little rust on them. We'll throw those in the parts washer, but this is supposed to have aftermarket springs and retainers, so hopefully we can rev this up here. And then some other stuff that we grabbed. Oh, we did find the lines for the blower, for the injection, the distribution block, and that stuff, so we can finish mocking that up. They went ahead and pulled the pulling truck in here, going to do an oil change, check that over before their next run. So, all right, we'll get this stuff torn apart here, get it cleaned up, and then that'll probably be it for this video. Well, made it back to the shop here, and as you seen there, went ahead and got the block cleaned, the crank. Jason went ahead and cleaned the rods and pistons up, and that's when I left. We also brought back the pulley here, so we could do a little bit of fitment when we get the new water pump in. Looks like we're probably gonna need a little bit. Okay, do we need a shorter belt, or we need more spacers? Maybe that's the thing. It's definitely not gonna.
More spacers would be cheaper, probably.
We already own the spacer. Yeah, it's definitely just, okay, so it's either going to be buy a shorter belt, or you can get those pulleys in bigger. And then I also need to work at mounting up like this clear view. Now this is the 6-inch, the big boy. The mounting bracket is the same for the 6 and the 4 off of this bracket here. So we plan on getting a 4-inch for it, but at this point we'll make the 6 work because it was already on the shelf. And then, yeah, like I said before, I don't know if I showed it, but found all the injection lines, distribution block. May change that up just a bit, but found a lot of that stuff. That's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.